So we have Tommy Sacco, Curtis Byrne, Coach Saarloos. Coach Saarloos, you want to say anything to start or just take questions? Up to you.
No, I thought it was a good game. The two starting pitchers I thought threw extremely well, and just a good college baseball game. We've seen that now. The first game in the morning, a well-pitched baseball the first two games. So, offense has been up quite a bit this year, and it was nice to see. This is coming from a guy with a pitching background, but it was nice to see some really good pitching so far in these first two games.
Questions?
Charles Baggerly, TCU 360. You guys are on an 8-game win streak now. What's going to be the key to keep that momentum against Texas? And,
Score more runs than they do.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I mean, in all seriousness, I think it ultimately comes to getting off to good starts. When we've done that with our starting pitching, it gives our offense a chance to do some things as opposed to playing from behind. And so they're a really good ball club. Obviously saw that this morning. And we'll have our hands full. Lucas scored, and I'm guessing he's going to start. He threw the ball extremely well against us out in Austin. So, we have our hands full. We know that, but we're really excited. We got Marcelo Perez going, and I think we're going to have another really great baseball game tomorrow.
Kirk, how does this ballpark alter, if anything, the way you set your guys up and play the game?
Not much. I think the ballpark is the one difference in this ballpark compared to playing, kind of in our conference is there's no wind in here. And as everybody knows, it's been a very windy, I think almost an unusual windy, fall, spring, and then it's not summer yet, so in the spring, where the ball's been traveling, and now you all of a sudden have 72 degrees with no wind and a little bit bigger ballpark. I think it lends a little bit more to pitching. So you got to do a good job of limiting free passes and stay away from kind of that inning where they build something and then string together some hits. But it doesn't really change in terms of what we do. We kind of scripted. If we could script it, this is probably what it looked like today. And I think all the guys that came out of the bullpen did an extremely good job.
What was Helton doing that was just stymieing the offense for a bit there?
Yeah, I mean, these guys can talk to it because I didn't stand in the box. But to me, we didn't face him earlier in the year. I believe he was hurt. And, he had a really good breaking ball, which we tried to lay off as much as we can. It's easier said than done. And I think he did a good job of moving in and out, changing speeds, and throwing the breaking ball for a strike, which then allowed him to throw it out of the zone and get some chases from our guys. So, these guys stood in the box. They probably have a little bit more intel on it. But I thought he did an extremely good job in terms of being a pitcher today. And I think our offense just hung around long enough, and then got some big hits.
Curtis, 2 hits for you today. Bobby also had 2 hits and a walk. What was working for you guys at the 4 or 5 spot in the lineup?
Yeah, we were, like Coach Saarloos said, he was doing a nice job mixing speeds, pitch ahead and counts, keeping us off balance. But we got our pitch in the right situation. I was fortunate enough with first and third. Whenever I drove in the RBI, I was first and third. And then Tommy ended up taking second base. Or Tommy, you were in third, right?
I was on third.
You were third. BT ended up stealing second, wild pitch. And then I ended up getting a breaking ball up. Didn't really ideally want to hit it down the line, but in that situation ended up working out. So, yeah.
And Curtis's first stolen base since T-ball, so
Yeah,
pretty fired up for him.
Love that. 1 for 1.
Bryce Cherry, Waco Trib. Tommy, Coach talked about, the approach that y'all had at the plate. I mean, when a pitcher is on like that, you just have to kind of keep grinding out at bats and hope that you break through like y'all did.
Yeah, I mean, he competed really well out there for us or against us. And, yeah, when someone's in a groove like that, you just kind of got to buy your time. And, when he shows cracks in his game, that's when you kind of take advantage like we did. But, yeah, he was doing pretty good out there against us.
Other questions?
Coach, can you talk me through what you saw on the ball call on Augie?
Yeah, I got to stop doing that. That my blood pressure gets too high when I get, Chris did a good job, and I apologize to him. You get caught up in the heat of the game in the moment, in a big situation, and he's doing his job, and how I'm trying to do mine, and I'm always going to have the backs of our players, and but in that circumstance, I think he ended up probably getting the call right. For me, it was Augie's been here a long time and really hasn't been called for that, which doesn't mean it's not a balk. I think he actually got the call right. So, I need to bite my tongue a little bit more, but that's kind of who I am. Just get caught up in some in-game stuff, and I'm competitive just like all of our players are, and that's the way we're always going to play, is super competitive. But sometimes I need to maybe they need to pull me back a little bit from the dugout.
Anything else?
On the play where Bobby was doubled up, did you know if that was more of like he thought there was 2 outs sort of deal, or the ball dropped?
Well, they've been playing super deep, and part of our, as base runners, we know exactly where guys are playing prior to the pitch being thrown so that we can be aggressive on the base paths. I think he was surprised of how hard Bish hit the ball and how much backspin that it did carry. I think he just got super aggressive on it. And we actually had that same play happen to us at Kansas last week, where they got doubled up, and luckily enough, we threw the ball directly to second base before the runner at third could score. Because everybody just thinks, well, that's a double play, that run shouldn't score. But Curtis did a good job of tagging up and busting his tail through home plate before they were able to get it to second base. So Bobby knew the outs. He just probably had, a little bit too aggressive of a read, and probably didn't understand how hard actually David Bishop hit that ball.
Kirk, what does your bullpen look like besides Caleb? Would he be the only guy or could he go?
Yeah, I think everybody. Everybody. I'd like to not use Caleb, but it was really nice to not use Luke Savage today. Garrett threw 21. He should be fine for tomorrow. Augie's threw 6. Caleb threw 35, but he's got a rubber arm, and he can get us some outs tomorrow. So for me, really everybody's available, with the exception of Brett Walker.
In these tournament situations that you'll be facing from here on out, that really is the key, right? To keep those arms fresh and not have to blow it out in one game, and where 9 guys are pitching. And
absolutely, and to have some clean, quick innings. Caleb went two innings with 35 pitches. If you have a longer inning or a rougher inning, all of a sudden you go 2 and 45 or 50, and next thing you know, he's probably done until Friday. So, I thought overall we walked 4 guys, which, we'd like to walk less than that, but I thought they were in the zone. They were competitive throughout, and if we could only get, Trey Richardson out, that guy, he's been very, very successful against us back when we played him at Baylor and now today, and so. But everybody's ready, and I think everybody's chomping at the bit to get an opportunity.
One more.
Brett settled down after the first inning. Mm-hmm. What was working for him after that, and what was the key to his success after giving up that first run? Yeah,
I think the big thing with Brett is he did a really good job of pitching on the inside half of the plate. The double by Richardson in the first was a decent breaking ball in the outer half that he put a good swing on, and then Nevin, got right to him on the first pitch on a fastball away. And so I think what pitching in for him did is it opened up some of his off-speed stuff, got guys from leaning out over the plate, and got some early action and some early outs by pitching in. College baseball is mostly an outer half game as opposed to Major League Baseball, where it's a little bit more, even-sided with guys pitching in, guys pitching away. College baseball, you saw Pete Hansen. He had success today throwing in. But there's not a ton of guys around the country that can really command the baseball on the inside part of the plate, and Brett's one of those guys. And that's why he's had success in his career here and at Oregon, is because he can do that, both against righties and lefties. And he's super competitive. And, I was going to take him out against McKenzie, and he usually wants to fight me every time I walk out to the mound. He just looked at me and said, "Hey, I want this guy." And sometimes the matchup said, "Get him out." It's the 6th inning, get him out. He's seen him. This will be the 3rd time that he'll have seen McKenzie, and But sometimes you got to go with your gut and your instinct, and sometimes you got to go with the guy that's, he walked out, and when I walked out there, he was ready, and he knew exactly what he needed to say for me to keep him in there. And it actually, worked out. So that's probably one of his biggest traits is his competitiveness.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.